I know what my audience like. I did some independent films with Master P, and a lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious, I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.
All right, there it is. Yeah, let's get to it. Let's waste no more time. Welcome to the program. Welcome to Let's Go Live with Lamont King. I'm Lamont King, and you are now live. Let's go. Good to see you. Something like a podcast. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. to 7 East Coast time. Shout out to everybody watching on the West Coast and worldwide. Broadcasting from the newly remodeled Drunken Fruit Studios inside the tiny closet command center.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad efficient.
Yeah. Make sure you send an email to Drunken Fruit or follow at Drunken Fruit, spell it right. Many fake pages out there, and find out what specials they got going on. All right, hit the bell, turn the notifications on, hit the likes, all of that stuff. You know what it is. I hope you had a good weekend. Welcome back. They gave you another one. Gave you a Monday, man. We back at it. Could have gone the other way, but it didn't. All right, let's get to it, man. We got a truncated situation here. I got a few things to do a little bit later, and we all as a group got to do some things a little later. And one of those things is we got to participate in the program that's happening on Zoom. So right now, I want to bring in my executive producer, Mr. Clarkson, down in studio. G, welcome to the program. Oh, no, your G's.
Bam, I'm back.
Oh,
I'm back. What's going on, bro?
No G's for a second. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, no, we're good. We're good, brother.
Good. All right, let's talk about it real quick. Two things. There's a couple things. You have an event going on this evening. We'll get to that very briefly.
Sure.
I had the picture right here. Let me get the picture up. But secondly, you're on the program real quick to I saw something this weekend.
What you got?
Like, the man got the second dose. Now,
yeah, I did.
I forgot that you got the first dose. That really, because I remember, you let us know, and I said, good luck. You know what I'm saying?
You did.
As an educator, y'all guys are front line, and they in DC schools, they about to put y'all back in the classroom. So it's a situation. So I see that you got the second dose, man. Walk us through it. Tell us all about it. Hold on, before you do that. Hold on. Okay, I'm good.
You good? Okay, good. Because that was important. That's important. So, there's a program that's in DC that's called One Medical. That's basically about making sure that all teachers and staff get the vaccine. And you sign up for, like I said, it's happening at a local high school in DC. It happens very quickly. The longest time that you're waiting is underneath the 15 minutes observation, because they don't let you leave the area until they've observed you for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, you can leave, and that's the end of the story. So it's very, very efficient. How they give you the vaccine is very efficient. In fact, when I got my first vaccine, they scheduled my second date, my date to get my second vaccine before I'd even received the first.
Say that part again.
So while I was in line to get my first part of the vaccine, they scheduled my date to come back before I even got the first one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, very, very bad efficient. So, you know, I walked in the club very hesitant. I had a really good conversation with an older Black woman who basically administered both of my vaccines. And she was telling me why she felt confident in it, how long she had been a doctor, why she's here, and really was some good stuff on her end, which made me a lot more comfortable to take it, because originally I wasn't comfortable about taking it at all. But I said, you know what, if it's free, most importantly, I'm interested in doing more traveling in regards to speaking at, you know, colleges and universities where they want me to come in. Why not? It's more money involved, and, you know, someone else is flipping the tab for it. Why not do it?
So have you run into that where people, there's some opportunities on the table and they like only if you got the vaccine? Have you got to that point yet?
No, it's more so the fact that we want you to come down here. Like, we want you to fly out west. Like, you know, when I was doing the speaking at the university out west for a couple of weeks, they came back at me and was like, hey, we would really love to fly you out here. We've got per diem on the table for you. We'll take care of your hotel, and then we're going to pay your general appearance fee and everything else. And I mean, ran up to some nice little good money, $7,000-8,000. And I was like, you sure I can't do it from my couch? Nah, we want you to come in, because, you know, we want to be able to have our scholars come and talk to you face to face.
No, okay. So it was your comfort level, not theirs.
It's my comfort. Right. They're wide open. It was my comfort level, because once again, my whole issue, and I've said this before about kids going back into schools, is that contact tracing. How do you trace where all these moving pieces have been after the hours of 8 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m.? You can't do it. So that's why I'm just very hesitant about it.
All right, so let's talk about the shot, because from what I've read, there was some interesting reactions. What does it do to you? Or what did it do to you?
So after the second one, you know, I was good. I left, not a problem. But when I was driving home, I immediately just started getting real sleepy. Like, I mean, just this weird sleepiness. And, you know, by the time I opened the door, I think I was asleep before my head hit the pillow. I slept for about 4 hours. So my son, you know, he's like, Dad, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm thinking I just been asleep about 30-some minutes. What's good? You know, what time is it? He's like, nah, you came in here about 1. It's 5:35. Wow. You missed a lot.
Yeah.
So, you know, I thought that, you know, and also that I'm glad I saw that. I took the Pfizer vaccine both times. So I'm thinking, okay, you know, I was going to be all right. So after, you know, I laid down or whatever, bounced back up, you know, I was good for the rest of the night watching TV. Of course, I got the first one in my left, second one in my right, because they suggest that you do it in an arm that you don't, you know, your hand that you don't write with. Of course, I'm left-handed, so I was like, well, I'm definitely going to do, you know, my second one in my right arm, because, you know, that way I can, you know, fight through or whatever. Right. Around nighttime or whatever, woke up, you know, had to go to the bathroom. Very aggressive bathroom visit. Very aggressive bathroom visit. Okay. So, and I didn't expect that to happen, you know, because I was like, I didn't really eat anything for this visit to be so aggressive, but it was aggressive. Woke up the next morning. Everyone knows my heart is in the community service. I love doing community service. My son and I, we got up, did community service and everything. Everything was fine. That might have been my mistake. Is actually probably I did too much. As soon as I got back home, went back to sleep, because I got up really, really early for community service. So then once again, here's my son waking me up again. Like, hey, don't come around here telling me I've been asleep for no 4 hours. Well, you did better this time around. This is 10. Left for 3. But yeah, I'm like, good grief. But what I also noticed is that I've been really feeling, you know, you've known me for quite a bit. My energy level is high all the time. Damn near, right?
Yeah, right.
But I was real lethargic. Like, even today when teaching, my energy was way, 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 way down. And I can tell.
What day did you take?
I took it on Saturday.
Okay.
And today's Monday, right? So because I'm a consistent perfectionist, I watched my lesson because I tape myself. I was like, man, what's wrong with your energy, fam? Like, you are really lax. You're very, very lax. Wasn't as animated, and I don't feel bad, but I know that something's off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just know that something's off and everything. So it was an experience for me. It definitely was an experience.
And I see John Watson, our New York bureau chief, is in the chat. We may have to get Dr. Rich on, John, again, and see if you can set that up so we can kind of, flush this out and see what the effects, sure, this is normal. And I've seen it all on social media with everybody saying the second shot. Down, but I want to know what's doing that. Is it because it's a booster shot? It's supplemental. What is it that's fatiguing you in that manner? Because some people are scared. They may not think that that's, they may be apprehensive about that. So we got to see if we can get Rich on that. But everything else is fine, though. You was just a little wore out. And then
just a little wore out. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I feel good. Hey, I'm fine. I'm, seem to be bouncing back to normal, so to say. Like, I did take a nap again after I finished teaching. And then I was like, good grief, man, set your alarm. Like, don't be asleep 3-4 hours again. But, after I went to sleep this second time around, I was fine.
Absolutely. Awesome. All right. I ain't gonna hold you long. Let's get into what you got going on tonight immediately following this show.
Awesome.
Our Words, Our Power. You're giving a talk or is it a presentation? Walk us through it.
So what we're doing at Ford's Theater, and the only reason why I'm doing this because Death Row is the label that pays me, is that Ford's Theater is doing a really great talkback session called Our Words, Our Power. And with Our Words, Our Power is that we're discussing about what to the slave is the 4th of July. And we're having a really brilliant performer going to do actually reenact the speech. And we're going to talk about why is this speech still so significant today. So being a Ford's Theater Orator Fellow for let's do this correctly, 7 years. Am the only African-American Oratory Fellow, which is great. Right there is my Lincoln Lead Teacher Award from BP. So I'm a huge fan of Ford's and the amount of quality work that they do for teaching oratory to kids and hoping that more teachers take advantage of the free programs that they do. Trust me, they will make you look good. It's a lot of free stuff.
That's what's up.
And this program is free.
Okay. So do us a favor on the way out. I try to look for it. Can you put the
Zoom link?
Yeah, put the link in the chat.
Yeah, I'll definitely put the Zoom link in there. Definitely jump in. Really good talks, really good conversation. So I'm excited about it.
And I saw, I don't know if you caught there's Netflix has one on the 14th Amendment. Have you seen that? I forgot the name of it. I just watched it this weekend. Awesome.
Right. Amend is Amanda's a really good good conversation speech. Yeah. And I'm going to compare Frederick Douglass's What to the Slaves of the 4th of July to why is it one of my favorite historical diss tracks of all time.
Nice.
Why and like how we overlook and put these people on pedestals, but what it's really all about is that this is a straight up diss track. Like, this is a diss track that Frederick Douglass has not only thrown out to Southern whites, but Northern whites who he calls cowards for not standing up enough against slavery.
And you talk about that tonight on Zoom.
Right.
For Our Words, Our Power. Mr. Clarkson, our executive producer, appreciate you.
Thank you.
We'll see you in a minute.
See you.
All right, there's that. So that's tonight. Check the chat for the link to that. Oh, let's see here. John Watson. All right, let's go to the phone. John Watson, our New York bureau chief. What's good with your fam?
Yes, I had a question for Mr. Clarkson.
Yeah, he just had to step away.
I was trying to figure out which shot he took. Damn it.
Yeah, he addressed you. He said Pfizer. He said Pfizer.
Oh, he did? Okay, yeah. I missed that. Okay. Just wanted to see which shot it was.
But look, I don't know.
I know people who've taken both and have had, different reactions, no reactions. I'll see about getting Dr. Rich back on later this week. He's off the grid at the moment, but he'll be back.
What is this voice? He's off the grid? Do you do his phone tree?
Yeah.
Dr. Rich.
Off the grid at the
He's
moment.
off the grid at the moment. At the tone. What now? Off the grid in a good way, like vacation or sabbatical?
Way. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. Hey, I just say he's off the grid, man.
You're just leaving it at that. Okay.
He's not currently available.
Oh, okay. Got it. Got it.
But hey, I'll see about getting back either this week or maybe next week. But in my conversations with him, he didn't have any adverse effect other than the soreness in the arm that he mentioned to me anyway.
Right, but the last time we talked to him, though, he only had taken one. Has he taken both since?
He had the first one, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, he's had the second one.
So he didn't have those issues. He didn't have those fatigue issues.
Nah, none that he mentioned to me. So it's funny because I will say, you know how some people are posting, I took the shot, blah, 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 and then they say, I took the second shot, and hey, I'm alive, I'm here, blah, 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 and then, like, that's they post, but then when you ask them, like, you hit them with a text, like, hey, man, so, like, what happened with that second dose? Like, listen, that shit took me out, fam.
Yeah, that's why.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I was tired the next day.
I need
or whatever,
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, tell me that. That's what I need.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, that's cool that you put trying to encourage folks on social media. But what happened with that second shot?
Yeah, because I saw somebody was like, I feel like I got hit in the arm with a sledgehammer. Like, I need to hear that. I need that part.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that's what these types
of shots
do
right,
to you.
Right.
I.e. the flu shot. But keep it funky and just say what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I know people that say have taken the Moderna and doctors, you know what I'm saying, and they took it and one doctor friend of mine, she took that joint. She was like, man, listen, I ain't gonna front for like a day and a half. It was a wrap. She tired, feeling a little, felt a little on the chill. You know what I mean? Said she had to take like, some either Motrin or Tylenol or whatever. But she was like, it's like a day and a half, and she was good money. But
right, and there
are some people that get a little.
Yeah, I saw Black Twitter physicians all day today talking about, why y'all tripping? That's the same thing that happens with the flu shot. And I'm like, okay, may be true, but I've never had a flu shot, so I wouldn't know. So there's that.
I've had a flu shot, and it depends. I mean, I'm one of those that actually get to take the flu shot, and it really depends on. Sometimes I guess because there's lots of different versions of the flu shot, so it really depends on I guess which one you get, how your body reacts to it, because. Like I took the flu shot this year, and all I had was a sore arm for like a day, basically, and nothing else. But there have been other times we took that joint, or like my kids have taken it in the past, and like they took them out. They were just tired and lethargic, you know what I'm saying, like a day, but nothing. They didn't have a full like flu or anything like that or flu-like symptoms, but it just makes you tired. So it really depends on the person, I think. But It's just interesting to me the reason why I asked which one. Because in my head, I'm doing a study in my head.
Of who took what? Yeah, you got to count. You got to count who took what.
What happened?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we'll see. Like my mom just took she got her first dose of the Pfizer. And she said, so far so good on her first dose. She took it about let's see, maybe like 2 weeks ago now. So,
all right, we'll see, in your personal count, in your personal tally, how many? What's the percentage Pfizer versus Moderna in your own groupings?
Okay, so as of now, the only person I know that has told me that they've had any kind of reaction to the second shot was here in Clarkson's story just now off the Pfizer.
Okay. No. What I'm asking is, what's the breakdown? Like, what percentage of your people have taken Pfizer versus percentage of Moderna? Okay. Like half?
Almost of the, it's probably about a 50-50 spread right now. I know a good, like a good 4 people or so, 4 or 5 people that have taken the Pfizer, and I know around about the same amount that have taken the Moderna. So it's probably around about the same spread.
Okay, and so the only real adverse reaction that you've heard is that Pfizer story that we just got.
Yeah. The Moderna I've heard kind of the same story. From if someone has experienced something with the Moderna, I've heard pretty much the same account. Like like they was maybe for like a day, it kind of put them a little bit on the down and out. But then they were good after about a day and a half or something like that.
Now,
Cautions was the first one I heard.
I'm a gambler, man. I think I'm gonna go with that Johnson & Johnson, man, with that 66% efficacy, 66% efficacy. But you only got to take once. You know what I'm saying?
Because you just want the one side.
Yeah, one side. That's it. Going with the Johnson & Johnson.
Some people are just like, hey, 66% is better than the 0% I had before.
Right.
So that's your mentality.
Exactly. Hey, so do you know this though? Because you asked it earlier, but he was gone. Can you take one from one and then the other from the other?
Nah, I don't think you can mix the match, man.
Yeah, can you mix? Yeah, doses.
It ain't the buffet. It's not the buffet.
You can't speedball the vaccine.
You can't. You're not a damn. You gotta order off the menu, man. You can't order the buffet.
Because like, what if your schedule? Your schedule is like I took the Pfizer last month, but it's some Moderna joints opening up, and I'm gonna go ahead and drive.
Nah, because what's going to happen is whichever one you take. Like Clarkson said, they're going to immediately reserve the next shot for you of the same.
Oh, okay.
You know
True.
What I'm saying? So it's not like you got to y'all got any more of them loose Pfizers around? I took one.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, we get one of them loose Pfizers. Yeah.
I asked Clarkson, and I was like, they had any Pfizer cracklings around I could snack on?
Yeah, right.
Leftover joints that wasn't nobody using because
I think the whole process is going to evolve, man. I'm gonna wait for the gummies, man. I'm wait till they drop them gummies, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
The gummies.
Yeah. The gummies is coming, man. They got to. The chewables.
They just gonna come and shower for them. Just step in the shower, just get sprayed down.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I'm waiting for them to just crop dust my neighborhood. I just want to stand outside and playing crop dust the neighborhood.
Oh, that would be tough.
Just get sprayed over and everybody's straight.
That would be tough. I feel like no, never stop. Mm-mm.
Not just go ahead, just do it.
No. Well, I was sitting on the bus the other day, and the dude behind me said that's how it got here anyway. So, but anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I didn't say that.
Look, and there's the rabbit hole.
Yeah. We don't do that. We don't. The views expressed, they're not endorsed by
Right.
But we'll see, man. If anybody else, 765 let's go 1, 765 let's go 1. If you know anybody that's had some weird reactions or positive reactions, or you've taken it, call us up, join the show. We want to hear your experience. I want to hear your experience with the second dose. So there's that.
All right, man. I'm gonna work on booking Dr. Rich.
All
right, bro.
There's John Watson, our New York bureau chief. Broadcasting live from New York Avenue. All right. All right, let's take a quick commercial break. Brought to you in part by Unsafe Air Travel. This portion of the show has been brought to you by the Boeing 777.
Just where in the hell you think you going?
Oh, goddamn. Been in the house for a year. Man, I'm going somewhere.
Where?
I don't know where. I'm getting on somebody plane.
Oh, okay.
I miss Mardi Gras, and they got flights to the Caribbean for $79 round trip.
Have you seen this?
What? What's it? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
That's what I thought. Boy.
Good night. Can you turn that light out, please, and roll it out?
Nigga.
Funny stuff. Funny. All right, there it is. Commercial break. All right. Also, today's show is being brought to you by 2A Apparel. 2A Apparel, for those people who are proud supporters of 2A, they know what time it is. 2A Apparel. The slogan is, what time is it? It's 2A all day. Hold on, let me pull it up. I should have had it up before I did that nice commercial just now. Yeah, this is today's show. is being brought to you in part. For those of you who are enthusiasts, brought to you in part by 2A Apparel. There it is. What time is it? It's 2A all day. Nice hoodie right there. There is the logo for those who don't understand. 2A all day. All right. As sponsoring today's show, we have some lovely items that came in the mail today. Very comfortable, very high quality. Go ahead and visit the site where you can get these. I'm going to tell you right now, the hoodie is my favorite. The site is in the chat. Under category of miscellaneous. That's where you can find those products. All right. Sounds good. No, really, real life. That's what time it is. If somebody asks you, what time is it? 2A all day. There you go. Bang, bang. All right, what else I see today? I saw Lionel Richie got him some Young Tail. Did y'all see that? It's old news, so I did the research. You know, a lot of times people, you know, some of y'all will come to the show and you know, wanting to hear the daily tea and the salaciousness. And I'm really not big on gossip. I like funny and I like informative. If you haven't already known for being with us for almost a year, I like funny and informative. But all the salacious and the tea and all that, I don't really get into that unless it's super, super funny or super, super informative. So I really don't come with the stories of the day immediately, because although the media game has changed, I'm still set my old school radio ways, where you gotta research shit before you bring it to the people. Even most of y'all have already done the research. But I seen the Lionel Richie thing today, and it was on the morning shows and all of that, and it was on social media. But it's an old story. So I'm glad I didn't just jump out there. But I do want to kind of talk about it a bit with you, if you will. So Lionel Richie's picture was floating around with his current girlfriend. Her name is Lisa Paragil or whatever. And their relationship is not new. It was framed earlier today like it was a new situation. Oh, Lionel done got him a young bad one, right? And so these pictures surfaced. Pictures might be recent, but the relationship ain't. So long and short of it, Lionel's 71. And his little boo is 30, right? So the internet's going nuts. Black Twitter, among other things. There was the Cam Newton situation, and there was a Lori Harvey sighting. But I wanted to focus on this Lionel one. So Lionel 71, she 30. Internet went nuts. You know, very attractive. And Lionel, you know, no slouch, looking, you know, like an old cat, like an OG feline. You know what I'm saying? Like a sleek, demure Mufasa. You know what I'm saying? He got the pull back joint. He got the cat joint, that super work, that long Motown work, that 13 Grammys work. You know what I'm saying? He got that songwriting work. But he takes care of himself. So no knock to him. But the real, you know, interesting part of the story is that it's not a new relationship. So 71-30, right? You got your issues with that already. Larry King, who just passed, rest in peace. You know, he had a kid in his 70s. He was married 9 times. You know, he liked the young ones. We see it all the time, right? And we call these women that go after these individuals of a certain stature, as Kevin Samuels would say, super select, high value male. Just hilarious. We call them gold diggers historically, right? But in their defense, you know, she got what she could get. He was obviously in her circle, within her reach. But here's the real key, though. The key is, and this is what I found interesting after doing my research. They've been together since 2014, fam. That's 7 years. That means she was 23 when they got together. Now that makes it interesting. Like it would be a regular non-story for me if not for that. It would be a non-story because you all up in another man's business and what people do with their time and their organs is dumb. But all right, so 7 years ago, let's do the math. He's 64 and she 23. I don't know. You can really campaign and we could set up the podiums and I'll be on one side of the room and you'll be on the other and we do this debate thing. And I don't know if you could convince me that was like I saw him and I fell in love. No, sir. Not at 23. It's just unbelievable. Unless she was super mature. And at 14, she wrote her first book. And at 16, she started her own business. And she's traveled the world by 19. It was married once at 21 and got it annulled 11 months later. All of that shit would have to fall into place. All of that would have to line up for me to believe that this 23-year-old fell in love with Lionel Richie, who was 64 at the time. They say 2014. They say they've been together. The pictures are new. The relationship is not. Everybody going nuts. Lionel Richie 71. She's 30. Realistic. They met last year at an award show. That's realistic. But 23, where was y'all at though? Let's pick it apart, man. I've made a career of learning people and discerning circumstances. I have to do that on stage in front of an audience. You got to do that. You got to be able to discern. Read the room is called. Let's read the room. Where y'all meet. It's not a natural circumstance. Okay. Unless grocery store. Who doing that though? So it had to be a mutual connect. Somebody had to bring him to her or somebody had to bring her to him. Unless she was either very assertive and aggressive or he was very persistent in his right. It just don't add up. Now we've heard wilder stories, right? Of people really, falling and they look like a happy couple. I'm not knocking that. I ain't taking nothing away from none of that. It's a good couple. I wish them the best. She's mature to handle the high value, super select. And then if he's young, spry, and keep up with it, hey, salute, man. They say he eat good. They say he take care of himself real good. He get the look right, get the tight. He get the kitten joint. The kitten works. You know what I'm saying? But they say he work out, he eat clean, he might even be a vegan. You know what I'm saying? That's all well and good. But I'm talking about when she was 23, when y'all got together. Yeah, I don't know, man. All right, so let's go to the chat. John says they met at the Nickelodeon Awards. All right. 2 points for that. Lottie says the golf course. It's possible. That's a good one. I like what you did. So this is a discernment exercise. Where are possible ways we can? Okay. Haynes said Antiques Roadshow. I'll allow it. 2 points. Haynes also said they met on his OnlyFans. I'll allow it. 1 point for that. Mr. Clarkson, Splash Zone. I'll allow it. 2 points for that. Ain't you supposed to be somewhere? Yeah, let me see. Yeah, Lady. What's some other? Y'all killing him. But yeah, so I just thought that was interesting, right? He's no, Lionel's not 64, he's 71. But when they met was 2014, and I'm just doing the math. It was 64. If she 30 now, she was 23. And that's just real odd. So the big talk, of course, switched over to Kev Samuels and his rap. And now black women, I gotta salute y'all, man. Black women, my sisters, man. I gotta deal with a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta deal with a lot. Because Kev Samuels, man, I ain't doing no commercials for him, but he's an interesting personality, and he's got 450,000 YouTube subscribers that watch his show. So he's doing something that's resonating with somebody. But he in between him doling out some harsh truths to men and women, don't trip women. He dogs out he puts the men in their place too. But in the midst of those harsh truths, he kind of pulls back some layers to some some commonly held beliefs that we have in society with regards to relationships. And so I just thought it was interesting because that conversation is ongoing, at least for the last couple of months, about women dating out of their class, dating up, dating down, not settling, having too high expectations, and men not being realistic about the position that they're in. Like, that conversation has been ongoing, it seems like, just throughout social media in our culture. And just to see that today, and it's like, all right, well, there are people who say that that's impossible. There are people who say it's not realistic. I want to know how it happened. How was that done? How did you get access? What was you doing at 23 that put you into space with 64? You know what I'm saying? Not that it's impossible. I just want to know. I want to know how. Just want to know how. Because if that was people saluting it, but if it was a white dude, they'd have been like, oh, she gold digging. Like, point blank period. That'd have been the end of the story. She'd been all kind of clowns. But today it was a cheerlead fest. Go ahead, girl. See what you get. What you can get. If you can, blah blah blah. And I even said it. They was like, she found love. You can't blame them for finalizing. She ain't find love. She found Lionel Richie, ladies and gentlemen. That's what she found. 45-time Grammy winner. You know what I'm saying? That's what she found. Teron says, Zoom, I'll allow it. 2 points for that. We found her on the Zoom. Dancing on the ceiling. I like it. 1 point for that. Hilarious. All right, so that's that. I wanted to talk about Cam Newton as well, but I didn't get to pick apart the story all the way because, as fast as the story comes, man, they be having updates. So by the time I'll be done talked about something, they be done. Apparently the kid apologized and then Black Twitter went nuts again and really tried to shame the kid. So if you caught the Cam Newton story, he was at his camp, man, and one of the kids was really shit talking him on camera, right? Doing it for the gram, if you will, for the TikTok. And Cam, I think, handled it really professionally, better than I would have. Because I deal with these at my regular job. I deal with these type of kids all day, every day. Well, at least I used to a year ago. But apparently, some people got to the guy and he issued a little halfway, lightweight apology or whatever. But the discussion now has moved to, has that kid ruined chances of other kids coming to a big time camp like that? Or has that kid even ruined the chances of himself? And I saw this argument get real scientific today. But like it always does when it deals with Black people. And the conversation shifted to like why young Black boys can't make mistakes. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. They flipped the whole scenario on its head. It went from a disrespectful teen showing out for the clout to now when everybody, start to put the press and put the heat on, it's like, and he apologized and people don't accept apologies. It's like Black kids aren't allowed to make mistakes. And while on one hand, I kind of side with that argument because we aren't allowed to in this society, in this culture. Unfortunately, we don't get those second chances that other ethnicities, other privileged ethnicities get within the culture that is the American culture. When a Black kid do something, he should have known better. He was an adult, blah, 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 punish him accordingly. White kid, white teen do something. Historically, I'm generalizing, but there's numbers to back it up. The white kid is, he didn't know any better and allow him to make mistakes and and learn from it and grow, but don't penalize him. Don't take away his whole life because he made that mistake. So that's true. But on the other hand, again, I work with these types of young people, and their complete lack of respect and disdain for anything or anybody that came before them is stomach turning, annoying AF. A lot of kids in this generation, this era, are raised by social media. They're raised by TikTok. They take their social cues from apps and social networks. Like, they take how you're supposed to deal with people by how they see other people deal with people, not how somebody coached or trained them to. They're completely resistant to that. And so when they get in these settings, they are doing it for the clout. They are doing it for the attention. And if you don't check them, it goes unchecked. But it's a fine line. Because the question always comes up, well, who are you to check me? And do you know them? And blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't be that way because you're the adult. He's the kid, blah, blah, blah. Cam Newton kept professional. He ran over there. He was like, what are you talking about? I'm rich. What are you talking about? Matter of fact, where's your daddy? And it wasn't even like, where's your daddy? Like, do you know your daddy? But it was like, where's your daddy? Because I'm not talking, you 14. I'm not talking to you. I'll talk to him and address him like a man. And I think that needs to happen more. Maybe both of those scenarios could have happened in private, but they didn't. They happened in the moment. And that's an unfortunate space that some of us find ourselves in. I think this is all opinion. Because these little dudes, you got to check these little dudes, man. You got to check them. It ain't about penalizing them for the rest of their life, and he may not ever get looks in college or whatever. But consequences has to be a part of the discussion. Because like it or not, there are consequences for us. And the fact that, and I'll jump out there and say this is, unpopular opinion. He not doing it at Drew Brees' camp. He not being that way to a white player who he sees on TV. That's the part of the conditioning. We tear each other down because we already have a low self-image of ourselves because of what we're dealing with in characterizations in the media and how we're portrayed and all that. All that shit is playing a part all at once. You're like, no, you're getting too heavy, you're getting too deep. No, all that shit plays a part at once. That little boy is not doing that at Peyton Manning's camp. He's not doing it at Tom. He's not doing that to Tom Brady. It's just not. And if you think, well, he was just bold enough to, and he'd have done it anyway, you lying. He wouldn't have. And so I'm airing on this one. I'm airing on the side of Cam Newton, and the fact that somebody got to the young boy, and a Philly voice. Somebody got to the young boy and had him offer up an apology is all well and good. Should he have should that affect him later on in life? Hey, we don't know. Time will tell. We tell these kids all the time, man, what you do online, man, that's going to follow you. And you see it every day. Somebody get taken down for stuff they did in a video and a tweet 5, 6, 7 years ago. Whether that's right or wrong is happening. We can argue later whether that should be the case or not. Kevin Hart can't do the Oscars because of something he said. We can argue whether or not that's wrong. Somebody, white football player, moves down in the draft because he went to a blackface party in college. We can argue whether it's right or wrong. Should they be judged? But it's happening. So I say all this to say, and I'm gonna leave it right there because I got to do something at 7. We're going to see Mr. Clarkson and his program. I think accountability is real, and I don't think we should be above checking these youngins. It can be checked with love. It don't have to be hostile. It don't have to be aggressive. It don't have to be dismissive. But you gotta check them, because if we don't check them, they're gonna get checked in the worst way in the world. And they gotta understand that, you've given all this hostile energy to somebody look like you. That where they do that at? That's backwards, fam. You know what I'm saying? Somebody paid for me to be at Cam Newton's camp, which I'm sure is not cheap, for me to come in there and talk shit to Cam just because I think he's less than. Do that on your own dime, fam. On your own time and your own dime. If you catch him on the street, talk shit all the way. If you pay for your ticket to go to the game and heckle, sure. But somebody paid for you to be at that camp. And it's his camp. You messing it up for everybody that wants to come in the future from your neighborhood, and they in the front office and they like, all right, next year's attendance, we're taking 10 kids from this area, 10 kids from that area. People don't realize what goes into that. We're going to finance 10 kids from this area and this side of town, this side of town. And they be like, nah, I don't want the same issue we had last year, so we're going to scratch that one neighborhood off the list. That shit happens. So there's that, man. But I see nobody has an opinion on it. Let me see, Coach Ken. I coach high school kids. The difference is Coach Ken. The difference at my old school and current school is take it off the screen so I can read it. It's like night and day. Don't get me wrong. I love the kids in my old school, but I had to check youngins on the daily. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Haynes says, you trying to tell me that one white kid took a shot at Peyton Manning's dome? Maybe. But I'm saying the black kid at Cam Newton's camp talking shit to Cam Newton. He not going to Drew Brees and being like, you a bum. And somebody paid for you to be at the camp? He not doing it, man. He not doing it, man. Ridiculous. Like, okay, case in point, Deion Sanders. So this came out this weekend as well. So his first game, Deion Sanders backpack and laptop and all this other shit was stole from somewhere. I don't know where. And then after the game or whatever, we returned to his office. He reported stolen and it became a big deal. It was returned. It was quietly returned to his office. So that's a different age bracket, different level of respect. Somebody checked, whoever needed to get checked, and be like, wait a minute, where you get this from? Oh, nah, man, shit, they left it out. Shit, I got the giant. Wait a minute, whoa. Look at the name on this. I don't know who it is. Hey, man, that's Deion Sanders, man. Take that shit back. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. You better take this shit back and fast. You know, you're not doing it because he commands that respect. And there's obviously somebody that got to them and was like, nah, that's not how this is going to play out. But these youngins, the teen joints, the preteen joints, they, that accountability and consequences, they don't across the board. I'm generalizing, but across the board, it's a foreign concept. We need work, much work. All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's our show for today. We'll be back on Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We got some guests lined up this week as well. Interesting conversation. Something like a podcast, man. Trending topics, hilarious commentary, celebrity guests, and interesting people. Appreciate y'all. On behalf of our New York Bureau Chief, John Watson, and our executive producer who's about to put on an amazing program on Zoom. The link is in the chat. Mr. Clarkson down the hall studio. G, appreciate y'all. Everybody else for tuning in and telling somebody. And yeah, that's I think that's about it. All right, we'll catch y'all on Wednesday, man. Be safe, stay out of trouble, don't do nothing stupid. And if you do, just don't tell nobody. God damn.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad official.